our third idiot will be joining us shortly. Clearly, the two of us are already here. And we're talking about cloning today on Geek Nonsense Now, for the first time being broadcasted not only on Geek News Now, but also on It's a Vase Productions. So we're talking about cloning. What? Let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
First of all, it's right now considered unethical to clone humans, but they've been cloning a bunch of other stuff.
Okay. Considered unethical by who?
I think like the ethical board of ethics of the world. It's also very redundant. Yeah. They're redundant and very ethical. I did it. He's like, we haven't seen you in so long. I know. I've been overrunning the Geek News Now channel, but I'm trying to come back and do some more stuff on my channel. So look out for those comedian reaction videos to keep coming your way. And whatever else I used to do. I don't know. But right now what this show is, we talk about random nonsense, geek stuff. In this today's, it's clones. We've talked about other stuff. One week was what animal would win in a fight. That was fun.
Had a clear and easy answer. Andrew.
Was it bear? Oh no, you didn't even make that spear. You'll have to watch that episode to understand that reference. Yeah, you forgot.
What about the poop spikes?
Yeah, well, to reiterate what we said that time.
I'm not getting into the poop spikes argument again. All right.
Well, yeah, clearly if you didn't complete any of those objectives in 2 weeks, you wouldn't have done it before the tiger killed you.
I wouldn't have anything else to
on
do
the deserted
island with whatever. So they've cloned sheep, according to.
That was 1996.
Yeah,
that was a big thing. Yeah. Dolly the sheep.
After Dolly Parton.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just knew it. She was named Dolly.
Yeah, no, named after Dolly Parton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I was a big fan of her music.
Sheep, and what'd you say? The Italians cloned a horse?
Yeah, back in the 2000s, they cloned a horse. I don't know if it just came out like as a regular looking horse, or if it came out like, you know, saying in horse, kill me, but you know how a horse does it. So like,
well, a lot of these experiments go awry.
Wait, are we talking about horses?
Cloned horses in Italy.
Cloned Italian.
Cloned horses in Italy.
Well, Italy has cloned a horse, I think. Well, that's what Randy was saying.
Italy has cloned a horse.
I don't know if it's an Italian horse or not.
Scotland cloned a sheep. I knew that.
The horse was not Italian. The doctors were Italian. Actually, it was just in Italy. We don't know
yeah.
So some kind of cloning happened in Italy as well.
That resulted in a horse.
That may or may not have asked someone to kill it.
Why did you? I mean, I thought because I was reading about recently I think Chinese scientists cloned 2 monkeys, and there had always been problems.
Oh yeah, with was it the rhesus monkey?
No, it was like a macaque or something like that. 2 small little primates, but they had never been able to. Huh?
Is that the kind that was in Ace Ventura?
I think I actually have it open right here. It's similar to that. Let's see.
On Friends.
I don't know. Why do you think I know the name of every different type of monkey?
It's not every type. It's 2
or
types
chimp
of
or.
Wait, you don't know that you don't know every type of monkey?
I clearly. Why would I? I'm not a zoologist.
Ooh.
Also, chimps. You're ridiculous.
Those are they.
Oh, they look very small and afraid.
Yeah, they're baby clones. And there's like a 90% failure rate, so they've got a lot of dead brothers and sisters, or
all around them.
Clone.
I feel like they probably should have gotten rid of them.
I don't think it's. I don't think they surround them with the failures. I just know that there was a high failure rate.
Look, Look at your brothers and sisters.
If there's anything
Feel
that can be said
great.
about our friendship, is that like a failure surrounds itself with failures. Like that's
Just bask in your failure.
hey.
Rick, I think we got some feedback coming from your speaker sometime. So,
Oh, I thought you were just watching TV.
these conversations are so boring. I like to have something on in the
I
background.
really thought he was watching TV. I'm like, all
Is
right.
this
Well,
better?
Yes.
Better?
Yep.
how will we know if we don't make noise?
Is it
Well,
better?
That's why I waited
Can
and
you
listened.
hear me
Yes.
now?
Well, yeah. Can you hear us?
I
Yeah,
can
that's
hear
the problem.
you.
Okay.
Wait, no, that was-
Then we're all good. Anyway, so they had never been able to clone primates before. They had always, like, I don't think anyone had been able to do it before. But
Scotland cloned a sheep. I remember
Was
that.
that
It was
yeah, that was what we started with.
Scotland, yeah.
yeah, you were late.
That's why we were already talking about the horse. We moved up from sheep to horse. So that's you gotta get
Then
here
we
on
went to
time.
monkey, moving back down.
You think?
I feel like monkey would be a harder clone to make than horse.
And it was, and that was, but
It's got to be like just as easy to make as the next.
I don't think. No, actually, that's even what they said in this article. Was that
What do they know?
they researched they asked the scientists. The scientists said the reason we broke this barrier is to produce animal models that are useful for medicine, for human health. There is no intention to apply this method to humans.
Bullshit.
That's what they said.
Bullshit.
So that was what I was going to get to. Is do you think we're going to have human clones in our lifetime? We already have like test tube babies, but I mean, like, do you think someone will start a grand army of the Republic or something? I doubt it'll get that bad, but I'm see. Look at.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of no. You're on mute, Randy.
Okay, see, I wouldn't say that we haven't already had cloned humans. You know, I feel like Russia would go to really any lengths to gain an edge, and so like cloning humans, it kind of just seems in their wheelhouse based on what I know of them from fictional media.
There are a lot of Russian bad guys in movies that I watched when I was growing up, so
Yeah,
which is a result of tensions. Oh man.
Yeah, that's it. Russia's definitely cloning people. If anybody's cloning people,
I'm just surprised. China.
it's China.
There. Yeah, I was. Well, that's like, who else would be doing it? America? They're like, no. We have enough trouble with everyone that's already here without like cloning people.
yeah, all right, that's fair. So,
I mean, like, if we're talking about countries that would benefit from clones, Russia would be up there. Russia has a declining population pyramid, which means that
we
they
don't even have a pyramid.
So you look at population, right? With the oldest people at top.
The steeple.
Yes. Chris, do it with us.
Come on.
No.
Chris,
People
do
gonna
it.
think we're a cult.
We're not gonna stop. There you go.
That's your thumbnail right
And
there.
then at the top of the old people, then underneath is the,
No, if you look at
Or
a
the other
population
bricks.
pyramid with the youngest age at the bottom, right? Russia's population pyramid is actually more of like,
A reverse funnel
Well,
system.
it's got a bulge in the middle. It's like Japan. Japan has an aging population. And so, like, if the Japanese were able to clone people, they would benefit from it.
Wait, okay. So is that something that happened to like America though too? Like, wasn't that a baby boom? Wouldn't that cause the same type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, like the baby boom, like, so boomers are the largest, it's the largest generation we've ever had. But in terms of global population, like we are still
They also have like nonstop immigrants all the time too. So
right. I mean, like we're an aging country, but we are not necessarily an old country.
Oh no.
Look at, like if you look at Japan, Japan has an inverted pyramid essentially, where like the population, the older population is greater than the younger population. So they're looking at stuff like, they're facing things like labor shortages. I mean, think about like the jobs that we worked. Well, think about like the jobs we worked as high schoolers, right? Or like right out of school. Like
Burger King.
I worked at Rita's, big
I was
Italian ice. But like, if you take those people away, like all of a sudden, like there's less of them. Like you start getting like real. It's like sand in the gears.
Well, clones though? Now we're talking about if you were to clone them.
That problem.
Well, wouldn't that not also be slavery? And it's certainly easier, I think, and more efficient going to automation at this point.
That's assuming that like you're using them as slaves. If you were to just clone a person, right? If you clone a person as a baby and then just have them raised as like a normal person, like they can still go and work jobs. You're just like.
But is a clone a person?
I feel like you're.
Well, then you need to find a family for the clone. It's like, don't you already have adoption centers and things like that? When you're talking about these countries could benefit from cloning, I would assume, be putting them into some sort of mass education camps. Oh, we keep them fed and clothed and in camps.
Is that a problem?
That's slavery.
Saying, like, no, what I'm saying is like, you're looking at cloning people as like a Blade Runner thing, where like we're using the clones and sending them out as slaves to do like manual labor.
Those were robots, and they didn't even know.
Yeah. So like,
if you
were a clone and didn't know, and you were just raised like.
And it would haunt you, and you'd go out hunting other clones because that's what your job is, because you've been psychologically manipulated. And that is the plot of Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. Yeah.
Yes. Do androids dream of electric sheep? Well, the robotics thing, I mean, would it not be easier to create a nearer to human robot what jobs do you need for a person to be doing? Stocking shelves at like Amazon or stocking things. If you can make a robot that can do those tasks,
kind of automating that. That's
So I read this really cool thing though, which is so Japan, like I said, Japan has an aging population, right? So they need people to stock to fill these kind of like manual, like lower level, like stock shelvers, right? And they have actually come up with a robot where you can, using VR, like, pick up the box and like put it on the shelf. And they're using it. So what they're doing is, think of like a 7-Eleven, right? Each one of these 7-Elevens has like a robot in it. And so instead of hiring low-level people to like do it, they hire one person in a different country to do like the VR stuff. And that's their full-time job. They hire like one dude in Malaysia.
But how long does that last until you just automate until the technology for robots become that you can just have an actual autonomous robot that doesn't need to necessarily be controlled? And then how long after that does the robot apocalypse happen? Because
I mean, like, yes, we all die. We all die of Skynet.
Because I see that's what's going to happen, right? You're talking about the VR thing, people looking to save money.
No offense, but you guys definitely died before me in the Skynet robot.
You always say
that. You know what?
I last the longest.
Susceptible to like a disease and stuff, so the whole poop stick trap thing probably wouldn't work as well. So I think I would die first.
Now you think that it wouldn't have worked then.
Yeah, Andrew, where's your spear?
In nature.
See,
In
I told
nature,
I knew it.
unformed.
I knew it. You were like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
If I was
Okay,
attacked
it
by a
can
tiger in the
do it.
wilderness,
I'm
I'd
just-
build a spear.
No.
Look, I got
So-
3 weeks. Whatever, it's fine. All right.
We've
You've
just
had
proven
3 weeks to build a spear, and you haven't. I think that pretty much solidifies that you versus Tiger. You
Tiger
If I
wins.
had-
Yeah.
If I was on an island with a tiger, I wouldn't have any other responsibilities besides murder tiger to survive. Like I wouldn't have to go to work and
I still think
Yeah.
I would give it to the tiger
I'm still going.
No,
I'm putting
because we gave you 3 weeks to come up with anything resembling a spear, and you just didn't.
You literally.
I think you beat
busy.
Tiger to death. I was busy. Oh
No,
my
no, no.
gosh.
30 minutes ago, you could have gone outside and.
I also say if we
broken a
had you on
branch
that island with a gun, you'd probably still be dead by Tiger because they're better
Yeah.
hunters than you are.
You could have.
yeah,
you
of
could have
course.
gone
I'm
out
not going to go like
30
out
minutes
looking
ago
for it
and
one on one.
broken off a branch,
Trap.
and that would have been a spear,
climb a tree.
and I would have at least been like, oh, at least he brought something. No, you came up with nothing.
I'm not gonna half-ass it. No, that's no.
Look, I always say don't half-ass things, just don't do them at all.
Exactly.
That's right. You got the whole ass and no
It's
ass.
not worth getting it half done to then give up, so I'm not going to try to begin with.
Yeah.
The thinking's man way of
That's
quitting.
how I live my life.
All right. So
You-
here's a cloning question, right?
I don't know how it's done.
Would
no.
you clone yourself?
Yes.
Why? No, I think because then obviously one of us would be evil. Then you can't have like a clone that doesn't. Well, and
I'd love
also,
a good me.
I can't imagine trying to put myself through. I wouldn't want to do that to myself. Like here,
Is your clone doesn't have the same experiences. It's
Well, that's-
just you physically.
Well, no, that's okay.
if I
Memories
really
are
want to
just
do it that bad,
little
I'll
things
have
stored
children.
in your neurons. So, like, if you're cloning a person, they clone with the memories, all the experience.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Now
not
we're
how-
talking about science fiction cloning,
That's not
flash
how
cloning.
cloning works. You're talking about like
Not right now.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah, we're
someday it
talking
will
about
work that way.
Replicating.
And robots.
No,
Sometimes maybe they're robots.
no.
Maybe they
You
are.
didn't even know.
Who knows?
They're synthezoids.
So, if you clone a person, do you consider that a person?
Yes.
I consider that the
Wow.
clone of a person.
Yeah.
But
I-
actually, the way that
Yeah.
cloning works right now, it's not like science fiction cloning where you
Right.
replicate a person. It's just a
you
new
grow them as a baby.
You're
with
right.
new experiences now. If they if they start, what if they grew up and they like started having your memories and then they set out and then they send out to
You
that's
just said
just-
it's not like the science fiction one.
no, what, I know, but what if it's your DNA? I don't know.
I mean that's the idea then that
It's a little bit more-
memories are embedded in our DNA.
Well,
And
yes,
that the idea behind that is that we should be able to have ancestral memories.
that's instinct. We do have those.
Shut up, Chris. Damn it. That is exactly right.
So yeah, but they're not usually as
I
specific
forgot
as like
instincts were a thing.
one person's. It's not like I remember like my grandfather from 2 years back.
Instinctually.
Yeah, just like in here, No. It's not like that.
What's this chair? Well, I know how to build it.
Just like my great grandfather used to do. No, that's like
His
a
name, woodworker.
superpower. You got
That's where
like
they got the name for woodworking for my grandfather, woodworker.
word worky.
Oh,
Your clone wouldn't have your memories, though.
we're way
Oh.
beyond that.
In a science fiction story.
But
I mean,
okay,
if you're-
then it's-
if you're-
In that case, I wouldn't, and in any case, I wouldn't because it's too expensive. And the technology right
Okay,
now,
are you
with the
talking about-
90% death rate, I don't see the.
Wait,
what is it? What do I get out of that? I don't. It's like a responsibility.
To have a pet.
I don't want a pet. It's
I have
a
2
person.
pets.
You
know what? You know what? I have 2 dogs, and guess what? They don't badger goldfish.
No, man. First
They're
of all,
they're not like, yo, you might really need some microwave pizza up in here.
you take a clone of yourself home and raise it, and you treat it like a pet instead of a person.
No,
That's how you get murdered, by the way.
No.
That's how you train a person to hate you and then murder you.
No.
Thank you for not treating me like a person my entire life. Now I'm going to take your place as a younger you.
But can you own a clone? Is the idea? If you clone?
This is all of this stuff, by the way, is why it's unethical. Everything we're talking about right now, I would take it home and keep it like a pet. What?
No, not keep it living like a pet.
You said
like
a pet.
Yes.
What did you mean then, if not a pet? Let me just use your own words against you.
I think it depends. I think if you clone an animal, then yes, you legally have the rights to it. But I think if you clone a person, the person is independent. Like, you can't own a person.
Well, it's a person. Randy keeps trying to make the point. He keeps asking the question, well, is a clone a person?
Is it?
Which is, you're trying to set a very dangerous precedent, which is to say, once we clone a person, they're not a person.
I really like that you're labeled as Randy 2, which makes me think that you are, in fact, the clone of Randy 1.
Which you would think he would want to be classified as a person, but maybe he's got too much clone pride. I'm better than a person.
I'm better than a person.
And he's trying to create anti-clone sentiment by talking about keeping clones as pets. You dastard! Wait, you can't be Randy's clone. You're too smart. Plans. Never mind. You're him.
You're too smart to be Randy.
I got confused by your compliment. Damn it.
I am both flattered and offended.
I don't understand what you said, so I'm going to remain guarded.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I know what I said, and you should probably stay guarded.
Here is my issue. Like, I would not be opposed to having a clone of myself, right? Like, let's say for example, like, I can't have kids, right? I wouldn't feel bad about having a clone of myself as like a kid, but like, I would try to overcome some things because I know, like genetically, yeah.
That's again. Are we treating clones as people?
Yeah.
No. No, we're not. There's already the people version. You are a
the
construct.
People version.
Yeah, there's already a person from which the clone comes. You are just a construct made by us.
That's what every person is.
It's not. It's not a copy, though.
But do you think it's an exact copy? Well, that's nature over nurture. You think every single person turns out exactly the same despite what they go through in their life?
No, I'm not talking about the raises a baby kind of clone. I'm saying you stick you right now, you.
Well, now you're talking about the other kind again. We were talking about if you could bring him a clone. If it's exactly like you. I
imagine like, you know, those little semicircular things you can get into like the science center, and it's like, this is the wind speed in a tornado. It looks like that, but you step in and there's one over here, and then out comes a clone of you, just like that.
Okay.
All right. That's what I'm kind of imagining.
I'm not sure you know how science works.
And so even then, you would take that exact copy of yourself and deny it the same rights that you yourself enjoy?
I'm the person. This is a man-made construct. It's I don't know.
I
don't know.
Is an exact copy of a person. The quickest thing you can do to ensure that you're going to be murdered by this clone is to like treat it as something beneath humanity.
Yep.
That's what leads to the robot uprising. That's why
So here's what I'm saying, right? Like I get
Just what I would do. All right.
I get a clone of myself.
The ending would be terrible, but the middle would be a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I bring home baby Rick, like as a clone, right? And I get to raise baby Rick however I want. Right?
That's a different kind, right? Okay.
Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing is I'm making sure that baby Rick like goes to the gym, like has like a basis of like, you know, that's why you get a cage. Yes.
See, again, cloning is unethical. This is why.
No, but like
we have to have a conversation to flesh it all out beforehand, so everybody's on board.
Okay, but like here's the thing, right? Like I know,
like a dirty.
I know genetically, like I am a more stout individual. Like I don't have a problem putting on muscle or weight. I have a problem taking it off. So like if I'm raising baby Rick, like I'm going to make sure that like baby Rick gets a lot of exercise and like, doesn't go to school with a bunch of assholes who treat him badly. Right? Like, I'm saying, like, you get an opportunity to like change, like you get to see like,
it's called having a child.
I know. It's like, and you can't control what the kids in the school are like unless you get a homeschool and
people have been
turn them into one of those.
I get to do to baby Rick what I wish had been done to me, which is, frankly, send him to military school.
You have an odd opinion on that.
I'm just saying.
I kind of get the like okay, say I have a kid. There's no guarantee the kid's going to be anything. I mean, in fact, it's how likely is it that the kid will be very much like me? How much are we like our parents? More than we'd want to admit, but I don't know. Like, what if I had a kid and he was an idiot? I'm like, oh God, this guy's an idiot. But if I had like a tiny version of me, I'd be like, I don't know.
More concerned? You'd be guaranteed to have an idiot.
I know what I was getting.
I'd be like, baby Rick is brilliant, so I'm going to stimulate his learning.
I don't think I wouldn't want.
Are you kidding? I would raise that kid like it was Ender's Game. I
But I'm the one who'd get murdered by his clone.
Yes, you would get
murdered.
No,
that's also a good way to do it. I'm just saying.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Because you're looking at it like yourself, but you're not thinking of the fact that it's being raised in completely different circumstances than you. So doing those things isn't actually going to turn out the way you think. Life finds a way.
Okay. All right. Here's a good question, because all three of us have pets, right? Would you want a clone of your pet when they pass?
Oh, I mean, if he wasn't a dick, yeah. Then yeah.
You're like, this, my pet sucks. I'm ready to get a new one.
No, I love the little bastard, but he's a dick.
So you would say no? I don't know.
I would say yes. I mean, my cat Simba, got him when I was, I don't know, like 4 or 5. He survived far longer than any cat should, and
far longer than my sibling, who I murdered.
No.
No. Anyway,
I like how that you didn't laugh. You just clearly looked directly in the camera and went, no.
To any police watching, no.
So you would get a clone of your cat?
Hell yeah. I mean,
even with the like 90% failure rates?
No.
And then,
Okay,
okay,
if I could get the 10% successful, yes, that one.
so once cloning is better, it's fine to clone animals, but not people.
I'm fine with cloning people.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
You just don't consider the clones people.
It depends.
Depend.
Oh, that's
Please,
I know that's going to come out wrong.
I'd like to. You know what? We have time. I'd like to hear what the it depends.
Okay. Fine. It depends on what type of cloning it is. Then, if it's, and you know what, this is really just me and how I feel. If you stick me into a vat or a room or something, whatever the cloning device is,
we can do that.
Shut up.
I'll get my vat.
Chris, bring your vat.
Take that.
I've
Get
got
the
a
handle off,
giant
or else
one.
it's in the bucket.
It's for when I cosplay Luke after he's been attacked by the creature on Hoth. It's perfect for this,
but,
honestly.
You stick me into the cloning device, out pops me right here, right now. Just another me right there.
Oh, does the original you die like in that movie?
No.
The illusionist or the magician or one? Or whatever.
Ooh, the Prestige.
Yeah, that one that made the Prestige. Yeah,
a movie that I am well versed in. So
that one, it made an instant copy of you, and then one of them had to die. That was immediately what happened in that every time. So, Randy, you would still want a clone of yourself.
It's
the
not
first
the
thing, I feel. Oh man,
that's a lot.
The thing is, your clone. If you have an instant clone, the technology would have to be out there somehow. But then also, why would it be out there? How would we get our hands on it? And how would the clone not immediately just decide to kill you and take your life? That's a smart thing to do, because one way or the other, there's got to be one of you left. You can't, unless you're, I don't know.
Why? Why does it only have to be
there's
one of us?
If there's a clone out there with all my memories and like experiences, he comes out and immediately we go, all right, every other day we're going to work. Like, one day he goes to work, one day I go to work. Like, I'm not working a 5-day week. Fuck that. I'm working like 3 days a week at max.
That's actually the plot of that Simpsons episode. It's one of the Halloweens of Horror. He finds a hammock that can create an instant clone of himself, but they're actually more stupid than him, and he just uses all of them to like do his chores and stuff. And then one of them accidentally like kills Flanders, so he decides he has to get rid of all of them. But you should check it out sometime. I'll send it to you.
I will.
It's the perfect. That's the instant replicant thing. Something goes wrong, and then you've got to get rid of the evidence, and the evidence is your clone or you. And if you're indistinguishable, then.
Well, and
this is why I wouldn't want a clone of myself. I'm pretty sure he would murder me immediately, because that's what I'm thinking to do to him.
If you kill your clone, is it murder or is it suicide?
I think it's murder, because I'm not him and I killed him.
Whoa. If you're not him, then who is this? Is this a person?
Yeah, I've been defending that. I have been defending that angle the entire time.
Chris has been.
I know, but if they are a person, then they're you.
They're an exact copy of me up to that point when we were copied. After that, we are two separate entities. I am still me. That copy and whatever it experiences will be whatever it decides to call itself. If I don't murder it first, it'll probably call itself Chris and be like, I got to murder Chris before Chris kills Chris. It's very confusing, and if you're a fool if you don't think to murder your clone immediately, because
I just like
it's coming. It's coming.
I feel like
I just like how in your hypothetical scenario,
You gotta die.
Your clone immediately comes out as like, I'm gonna murder you.
Because
Like,
it's me, and it knows my thoughts up to this point. You know what I'm saying?
There's no like mirror.
It knows.
You're just like, fuck it, we're killing something.
Well, it knows me. Because everyone thinks like, oh, what about the shenanigans and nonsense you can get up to? But I, for a fact, know that I've decided to kill this thing when it comes out, so it knows that. So it's got to be coming out ready to fight.
Chris, how have you ever killed anything before?
I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, like that's kind of a big step. Where it's like, oh, hey, this is a clone of me.
Well,
so
it's just
I'm
myself.
gonna murder this.
That would be fine. I wouldn't be worried about depriving anyone of it or it of anyone because it's not. It's right now. It's me or it. So
It's me or it. I just like how like the cloning machine turns off and your first reaction is like,
get it.
murder this. Yeah.
That's why I would not be in the cloning machine.
First reaction is I'm gonna murder this.
I figure I'm strapped into this machine and someone's already begun a plot to replace me. The clones are taking over. Why? I don't know. Why did anyone build this accursed machine? Man.
Would you want to hang out with your clone self?
Yes. Yes.
We'd probably
Of course I would.
end up. I'd be very worried about the double cross.
I'd be very concerned. I'd be very concerned because like I feel like the clone self and I would egg each other on. Like it wouldn't be like, oh, let's go out for a beer. It'd be like, hey, you want to get hammered tonight? Like, yeah, I want to get hammered tonight. And we would end up like just doing like we would end up becoming we would engage in like insider trading stuff. It would be weird. Like
we would commit crimes.
Clone
Immediately go into crime. I'd use the exact copy of what I look like to commit crimes so that I wouldn't get in trouble.
That's not a bad idea. All right, so you commit a crime.
Yes.
You make a clone. You turn him in.
No.
Yeah, and then what? You go on living your life, and when people are like, hey, that guy that you put in prison is out there walking around, then you get discovered, and then it's down to either you or the clone.
No, what you do is you have either yourself or the clone commit the crime, and the other one has an alibi.
But you look exactly like it.
Exactly.
It's you. It's your fingerprints. It's the worst thing.
It's called a ski mask. You can buy one for $3. Like,
so then what? You turn
Why
in
do you
the
need a
clone
clone?
that's you. You're just talking about finding a patsy, and they're everywhere. You don't need a clone to find a patsy. Your clone would be a terrible patsy because he knows about this conversation.
If I have the clone, I'm sending him to like, I don't know, like some high profile. Like I'm gonna go have him sit on like an episode of C-SPAN in Congress, and they'll be like, "Oh no,
I would never let him in."
He was at the Senate debates, and I'd be like, "Yes, I'd get away with
doing there, getting arrested.
stuff."
It's just like I'd get away with murder. I mean, something else,
Some
other crime. I'd be rich.
I know exactly.
I don't know how I'd be rich. I'd probably murder a bunch of people for their money or something.
I mean, like, you know,
I know exactly what
no one would suspect me because I could say I'm on C-SPAN.
I'm on C-SPAN. Like,
they caught me on camera. They'll just give up.
It's that other guy with my DNA.
Exactly.
Well,
you've clearly never
DNA everywhere.
We found your blood on the scene.
You've clearly never watched A&E's The First 48 because if you can beat the first 48 hours, they practically give up.
I really do. I love that show. As soon as it hits like 49 hours, they're like, well, guess another one's getting away.
I just feel like when your plan requires a clone to pull it off, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't say you're that good at coming up with criminal plans.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
to go
into that business because your first thought was like, I'd get a clone.
I'm pretty sure that's going to be the premise for like Ocean's 14. It's just like they clone themselves.
That'd be 24.
Oh, I see what you did there. Well done. Well done. Sorority snaps for you.
Ah. A what?
Yeah, sorority snaps.
I was never in a sorority.
I was inside many sororities.
Oh, I get it.
Get kicked out. I was violently asked to leave.
Oh my goodness.
Well, all right. So
Clones.
I guess you're staying on the I can't own a clone.
I wouldn't. The fact that you call it owning a clone, I think that's why they ban it ethically, because it's owning a person.
Let's talk about the most famous clones.
What does that mean?
Winston Churchill.
Clone Army from Star Wars.
That's what our background is right now.
Mine's the worst.
Well, no, I mean all of our like in between. You're an idiot. Yeah, well, that was Flash Clone. Well, they were a mix. Well, they actually weren't direct replicants of Jango Fett, except Boba Fett.
Right.
But all the other ones were modified in some manner, and they could mind control them. So unethical.
I don't know. The Kaminoans seemed pretty cool.
They definitely treat them as disposable because they're fighting a robot army. Then they didn't go, we'll build our own robots. They were like, we'll use people.
No,
they're just clones. Oh my gosh. So you're fine with clones, what? As long as they're genetically modified to be soldiers.
Then it's not a person anymore.
But also you realize that the person who was behind all that was the Emperor, right? Just in case you needed to wonder, was it a good or a bad guy that started the clone army? It was a bad guy. And he used it to take over the universe.
Propaganda, okay.
I don't know how to respond to that.
No one ever does.
No.
Oh, that's not right. No.
Okay, but this is a good question.
Why are we on that side?
Why would you switch from a clone army to a conscript army?
So that no one could turn the clones against him like he turned them against the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Once, yeah.
I'm just saying, like
Order 66,
And they aged at double the rate of normal soldiers.
Oh, yeah, they all
So
died
you'd have to
out,
keep building them.
Before,
And he destroyed the plants on Kamino so that no one else could build a clone army like that to threaten him.
Did he?
Yeah.
That.
They had Vader go in with the 501st. Yeah.
Nice.
They had levels of it on Star Wars Battlefront as well, which is fun.
Okay. So, question then. Would you rather have a clone army or a conscript army?
Droids.
That wasn't part of the question, but okay.
Okay. Clone army.
I would also go clone army.
Because I don't need my army to last. I just need to win the war.
I mean, the clones are way more effective than most of all the stormtroopers, or your basic units that the Empire had. And there were like some special units within the later years of the Empire that were, obviously good, assassins especially, but they didn't have nearly the like pure battlefield ability that the clones had. And also they didn't need it though, because they didn't have any enemies really. They were just overpowering anyone who dared stand in the collective in the way of the collective might.
Outside of the Star Wars world though, would you prefer a volunteer, a conscript, or clone army?
Well, it depends on the clones.
Definitely not a conscript army.
Right, they're clones of.
It's
Tom Cruise,
because are the clones raised independently of each other? Or are they?
I just don't like the idea of using clones. There's too much chance for things to go wrong, in my opinion.
Because I'll be honest, like if you gave me access to an army of memes, like we'd win everything. We'd win every
murder.
every war. Like,
or did you say an army of yous?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my
did you not see
God.
the 2008 Beijing opening ceremonies?
We would win
Come on.
every war.
That's just
We would swamp the U.S. We would just be. I could turn and be like,
Until you pissed off China.
Sean Alpha or Rick Alpha 1, are you competent? And he'd be like, hell yeah, I'm
are
competent.
you
And
competent?
we'd be like, all right,
Who's
let's go.
evaluating that?
Just saying, like I have a lot of skills, so an army of me's would do pretty well. I feel like.
Are you drinking a soup container of milk?
No. A soup container of other things.
This is canned bread.
Yeah.
Did anyone actually order that?
I did want to order it, but Leah told me that, Leah told me that we were not allowed to have frivolous purchases.
We're not a canned bread family.
She's like, do you know how much we owe in taxes this year? Cannot buy bread. I was like, oh, okay.
Just so speaking of canned bread, I guess we could check in with New England today.
Yes, my favorite part of the episode.
Yankee. Let's see.
Chris,
Don't
have you
miss out.
have you cleaned your free guide yet?
No, I'm never gonna do that.
All right,
Just
so
gotta-
do we search clone?
I don't know that we'll get anything.
I did, but there wasn't really anything that great. I'd rather see if there's anything new. What do you got?
Fairy Tale Spring Lunch.
Pickety Place.
Pickety Place.
There's a lot. Ooh.
The Mount Washington
Crunchy.
Dog Railway.
You guys are saying
No.
different things. Oh, that one interests me.
Notable New England film locations.
They're just trying to get someone to come film in New England.
That was disgusting.
I'm like, please help.
Someone to come film in New England. It's
We'll give
wet.
you tax credits.
Crunchy hamburger casserole.
I'm not looking at that.
All right,
Good.
what has the most comments?
I don't know. Let's.
Can we look at the foliage? We've never
I'm
looked
not-
at the foliage.
You're right.
I'm seeing
there's
I'm
some
seeing a
foliage.
lot.
I'm seeing a lot.
I'm seeing a lot.
Yeah, it looks like there was a lot.
Good.
Oh,
There was a cat at one point. Yes, the comments. The comments are the best.
I don't think there's going to be as much
but
pickety
as much
place.
as my fourth great grands lived in Mason, it was a treat to be. What?
I think she meant to say grandson.
Years ago, my husband and I would go for lunch.
Why are they a Southern dignitary?
This is New England. We were visiting yon carpetbaggers.
I'm just a simple country lawyer.
These people are too genuine. I want to find more like that one guy who was like furious at those pictures for not being an accurate representation of
Pictures
New
are
England.
bad, but I appreciate them.
Pickety place.
Okay. We live in Texas in the winter.
Yes. Foliage.
Moon.
Oh, that's a cloned one. You can tell.
Oh, peak foliage.
Ooh, that probably has some good comments. Foliage planning.
Yeah.
Let's see
Oh,
the.
foliage drives. Here we go.
Oh, these are just more articles.
10
Where-
best things to do in New Hampshire.
When
New
like
York.
foliage is one of your main attractions, I don't know. That's just so like it's. I have a hard time believing that it was ever in style, but I guess we're spoiled with like the internet and such. But it's just Maybe
I have
when-
foliage behind me.
I know. I looked outside for my foliage today. I didn't need to go to New England. It's like, but the leaves change colors. It's like, well, they do that here.
Gross.
What's under shop? What's the
Probably
merch
things for
that they
sale.
offer? Because I want to know.
Get an entire year of everything you love. Buy canned bread in bulk.
Is that a
I don't know.
featured?
Yankee Magazine. Sawdust.
What? Big woolly dust. Big woolly
Our
dust mop.
Vermont. I was looking for their Vermont. This is unfortunate.
So, there was a clone question that we didn't get to.
Okay.
How do you feel about for like medical purposes? So you need
That's like
You
that
need a
Ewan
liver.
McGregor movie that he was also in that wasn't
train
Attack of the
spotting.
Clones.
That wasn't good.
No, it wasn't train spotting either. It was like The Ring or something like that. And he basically
No,
lived
that's
in
not
this.
the girl on TV.
It's not that movie either.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna look it up. Continue talking.
I feel like if it's sentient, then no, right? Like I don't mind having
Okay.
a clone. I don't mind having a heart clone because a heart doesn't think.
The
No,
island.
so you
The island. It's an
Oh,
island of clones. And then what do? They
Find
try
the
to
clone
escape and
that's totally
kill
brain dead.
the original person. And that's because you have to kill them and take their
I
place.
don't think that's right, but I'm also like if I become rich really quick, I'm gonna get real cool with the idea of like having a clone to
Yeah,
extend
but
my
you need murder clones to get rich, so like you need clones first.
Oh, a cloning defect was responsible for his memories and behavior, resulting in him and every future clone generation to question their environment and even tap into their sponsors' memories. That was exactly the thing I was talking about happening.
See, it happened in this movie already.
Yeah. No wonder I knew it. That was a possibility. I'd seen it.
Okay, fine. So you can create a brain dead version, one that's not that doesn't think, doesn't do any of that. It's just a thing of organs for you.
Yeah, and so here's the other thing. You keep that clone in a prison, essentially, like this island. You can afford to have a clone and keep them in a prison just in case something happens to you. And that was actually another part of this movie was Sarah Jordan, who's the person who needed one of the organs from one of those people, may not survive even if she gets the organ transplants.
which is
So you're killing the clone to maybe not even save another person, and the clone's a perfectly healthy younger person.
Clone.
Oh, clone.
Again, I'm not rich enough.
That's just like,
Yeah,
I can go to a different country and just pick up a person off the street that matches whatever I need because I'm rich enough. That's what happens nowadays because black market organ dealers and things like that.
Does that really happen all that often?
Often enough.
That it's on TV.
I don't know.
Again, I'm not rich enough.
Often enough. Nah,
I'm not rich enough
I don't really know.
to be in that position. Once I become rich, I'm absolutely like,
But you were
hell
so
yeah,
angry.
slaughter that clone.
You were so angry. That's
Because-
what happens now.
Well, it's that's what black market organs thing, like they'll kill people and take your organs and then sell them.
Want to buy an organ?
If you can grow like a cloned kidney, like the kidney is
That
I'm not talking about
that's different.
Yeah,
That is entirely different.
Kidney.
Whoa. Is that kidney not a person?
No,
No,
that's a stupid question.
that was it.
That's like asking, is this
There was
finger
a bad
your
question,
hand?
but that was a bad question.
Yeah,
That was a bad question. You should be ashamed of yourself and your entire family.
Shut up.
Are you kidding me? This baby is off the charts. Why?
Oh, a sarcasm detector. Well, that's a really useful invention.
I don't like you.
Who are you directing that at? Because
Yes.
it could be either one of us.
Yes. Anyone who sees this, your
Anyone
friends,
watching, it's fine.
now in the future, or possibly even in the past
Please
somehow.
watch
I don't
more,
care.
but also not a fan of you. And
I just I want to see you come back. I just know that I hate you.
so what? I'm sorry. What makes that okay then? What's the difference between then cloning a person and then cloning an organ? All right, what gives
An
that organ
organ
less
can't
right to?
If you can
continue on
grow
to
the
exist?
An
organ,
organ doesn't have consciousness. My kidney, if you
Of
take my
course not, but you put them together.
no, if you take my kidney out, my kidney is not going to go, oh, it's cold out here. Like my kidney just performs one function. Like if you take my brain out, that's different. But like
a lot of functions.
if you take out a heart, okay, a
they
heart.
did a head transplant,
Okay.
I think.
No, if you have a heart
No.
transplant, if you have a heart transplant, you are the same person, but with a different heart.
Okay, but how many things can you replace them before you're not the same?
Oh, okay, that's the ship of Theseus. Like,
Yeah.
how many boards do you have to replace before the ship of Theseus is not the ship of Theseus?
It's a question. It's a real question then.
Yeah, it's
Then
a
at what point?
yeah.
Then at what point is a clone not a person? What is the line
If
to
they're
make it a
conscious,
person?
if they can
If they're-
make their own decisions, then they are not.
But
they're-
are they making their own decisions? If they're a complete carbon copy of you, they're making your decisions.
If you clone me and drop me in fucking and drop the clone in fucking Australia, it's going to make different decisions. It's going to be like
You were
"Yeah,
dropped
mate, we're
right
gonna
into
drink water."
Australia. If you guys are dropped into the same spot, same time, you're the same person, you're gonna make the same decisions. That's the whole point.
But
Yeah,
would
but
you?
But you can't. Once the clone is developed and conscious, it's not going to make the same decisions.
And also, just the nature of both of them being there means you'd make a different decision than if you were just by yourself.
Right.
What's in the box?
It's in a vacuum.
airdrop-
they're dropped
If
into
you
ice
take
cream.
if you take my clone and drop them in England, even if we are the same today, we are going to make different decisions, and 5 years from now, we will be different people.
Yes.
It's like how we used to be friends in high school, and now I can barely tolerate both of you.
I can't stand the sight of your face. That's not new though.
That was a joke.
Jokes. We're friends.
I thought that was a good joke. I thought that.
No, that really was a good joke.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah, I thought it was
very
funny.
good. It was. I didn't see it coming. You were very intense.
I set it up and then I teed it off. It
really-
went well.
Yeah.
But neither of you
Oh,
laughed,
those are-
so obviously I have to explain said joke. Which makes it kind of not a great joke.
You know what? We're not friends anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think if you once a clone has cognitive, once you have the ability to make your own decisions, you're
Yeah.
not like you can be a clone of somebody, but it's not like, oh, like I can harvest you. Like I feel like at that point it's like a person.
Well, he's just like, well, I'll just make a brain dead clone, keep it in a vegetative state. So no one could
Well,
complain.
yeah. Is that the same thing? And then is that a person?
In which case, then yes, harvest the shit out of it. It's
And
Okay,
this
but
is
is
why
that a
cloning
person
is
then?
unethical.
All right. Well, tell science we figured it out. Clone anything you want, just make it brain dead.
yeah.
I don't think that's gonna.
That.
You might find some people out there that will disagree, but I'm not gonna go looking for them.
Chris, are you one of those people?
No, see, to actually now you're talking about like politics and real life, and like me going out and caring about and trying to make a difference, which I just don't have the energy for at all. Talking about it with you guys is fun, but actually like
None of
doing
us
it
do.
It took this
real.
man over 30 years to vote, so like he's not gonna.
Yes.
Oh. Whew.
Yeah, no, that sounds like work. Hanging out with you guys is one thing, but caring about things is a different
Ugh.
matter entirely.
Yeah, I can't care about stuff, but
Can't be bothered.
I'll talk about it with you guys.
Sounds like work.
So, guys, I think for our topic next week, we should ask our many viewers to send in their suggestions, and we'll choose one from the hundreds upon hundreds of emails.
Thousands, if you will.
I will.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like a plan.
Cool.
I'll put the call
unrelated-
out.
Unrelated question.
I don't know.
How do you make a comment on YouTube without it showing your real name?
You make a profile. That's not your real name.
You just have like a suggestion. Would you like to just throw one out?
No. We'll let our viewers do that.
It's just picking a screen name. You were old enough to remember AIM. Just like that.
Oh.
Pick a screen name.
All right.
Loverboy 420s 69 coming your way.
What was everybody's first AOL screen name?
I'm never telling you.
I don't know. I think I copied one of my brothers, which was just what's that word when it's the same thing forward as it is backwards? I don't know. And he made it up.
Palindrome?
Suzuki, yeah.
Suzuki.
Palindrome.
No, I think it was Suzuki.
Yeah.
Okay. As the word palindrome is not
You make me so
a
angry.
palindrome.
I know.
You make me so angry.
It's the best part of my week.
Oh, that's depressing.
I know. It's a very sad week.
Or really makes you happy. You have no idea.
That's the third saddest thing I've heard today.
That's the third saddest.
The second was
Good day.
This kid drowned trying to save his puppy.
Oh.
That sucks.
The first was kid drowned too. It's from Community.
That's-
My God, man. My God.
I don't remember that one. Oh.
I don't remember that. That was very dark all of a sudden.
It's not.
I think your
okay,
delivery
you know.
left much to be desired.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Send me
I am
the
not
clip
a
in
famous
Community.
comedian.
One of the
No,
reasons, I'm sure. Yeah.
You want to hear about
terrible stage presence.
you want to hear about something
Amazing
funny
stage.
that happened.
When I'm on a stage, people know it, and they ask me to leave it.
No, you want to hear about something funny that happened.
Especially the Blue Man Group. They'll even speak.
you
around
guys-
there.
Did you guys hear about the Domino Sugar Factory?
The Domino's Shooting Factory?
Sugar.
Oh.
There was a big fire there. And
What do
so
you need sugar for?
what? A bunch of like fire, like it was like a big fire. So the city called in like a bunch of units.
Clones.
Yes, clones. They called in a bunch of clones. I was listening to the
What city?
scanner, so I could hear like what was going on. And so first, there's like a thing where like it's like, all right, it's like command or engine 35. This command, like, we need you to move to the Charlie side of the building. And there's like a pause, and it goes, command, this is engine 35. We're in 3 feet of molasses. And it was like, wait, what?
Oh.
Apparently, one of the like molasses tanks broke and fell in, like 3
It's
feet
the
of
tragedy of Boston all
And
over.
immediately I thought of our New England today, the fucking Great Molasses Flood.
Okay, Domino Sugar, like the brand Domino.
Did anyone die?
Okay.
No. No one died. No
Less
injury.
tragic than the one in Boston.
Yeah,
Because that was the molasses massacre.
Great Molasses.
If
Again.
no one, how do you say, hold on,
How
how do you say
outrun it?
to one that actually killed people and one where there was no injuries? I said that one that killed people was more deadly, and you said
It was like 40 feet of molasses.
It was clearly
That's
just by dint of it having killed people, as opposed to the one that didn't.
Or did
you know what that
You
is?
did.
Oh, no, it wasn't about
37
that.
feet more than what happened there.
Why you're shouting at Rick and he's agreeing with you? I'm like, Rick, he's shouting at you, you idiot.
No, well, Shannon,
Nope.
you're too old for AOL.
So
Doesn't know how to make screen name.
So the other fun thing is we're listening in, and Hazmat 1 arrives on scene, right? Because they're noticing that something is going into the harbor. And so you can hear on the radio that they're like, Hazmat 1, this is command. We're receiving reports that something's going into the harbor. Like, can you confirm? And again, there's like a 3-second pause, and it goes, command, this is Hazmat 1. We're not getting any results for hydrocarbons going into the harbor.
Yeah, you don't want hydrocarbons there.
No, they go, no hydrocarbons detected. It's just a shit ton of brown sugar. And there's a pause, and command's like, Hazmat 1, say again? And they go, yeah, it's just a shit ton of brown sugar falling into the harbor.
If there's anything I know about Domino's Pizza, it's that you don't want that happening.
You're an idiot.
It took me a good while to realize that you weren't talking about a Domino's Pizza sugar factory. Like way longer than I'd like to admit.
Because Domino's Pizza puts the sugar.
I was very confused.
It must be so difficult to be you. I feel terrible for a clone that you would try and keep as a pet. You guys would definitely try to murder each other.
He wouldn't even know.
Out with your clone.
What?
I wouldn't want to hang out with your clone.
Yeah, imagine a you raised by you. Ew.
Oh my god.
Kill it.
No.
But it's a person. Well,
It would be like Randy Squared. It would be awful. It'd be the worst. It would be the worst of you compounded.
because it would be impossible
Again, you're
for you
talking
to bring
about,
out the best in yourself.
raising one. So like this could also apply to a child. So fuck you. All right.
No,